Right. Okay, we'll start. Can I get the assignments? I will mark this and give it to you. Did I tell to download one annual report? But I could see the application of it. This one, okay. One person has taken out the mention. How about others? Gayani, yes, she has done that. Madhushanka, you will not apply. The application part is important. What you can do is that I need to see that. That's the objective. That's the objective of this assignment. Can you stop it later? So, 029. You cannot see the application. You can download and report and see how they have done it. That's a gap analysis. Right? That's a gap analysis. She has done like this. She'll first explain the objectives, these things, and disclosures. She has highlighted that. I believe she has read it. Right? That's the objective of this activity. Liquidity risk. See, these things will be disclosed based on SLA 7. Then 028. 011. 008. Not only print out, you need to write something out. You should write, read the annual report, and see kind of gap analysis. This is the established level, this is how they have done. Zero 30. you have done is you have seen this, right? And these are distributed again. You have another chance in the sense you have done your work, right? We appreciate. Uh, you can write kind of gap. And mention we have highlighted here and you have summarized. Uh, can you write parallel requirement and how they have done? Words you have done. This is, acceptable, but since I distribute the you can the next day I will be collecting the right. SLFR 7 done. Huh? Now we'll start SLFR 16 leasing. SLFR 16 leasing. Leases. Take 2 pages, and the middle of those 2 pages you could write SLFR 16. These are the presentation outcomes. These are presentation outcomes of today's lesson. Objective of the standard. This standard explains how lessee and lessor should account on leasing contracts. Right. Now, we'll take an example. Earlier PLC wanted to buy a motor vehicle, but RLE entity does not have money. RLE entity does not have money, but RLE entity wanted to buy or wanted to use a motor vehicle. What are the methods that RLE entity could get motor vehicle? There are 2 approaches. What are those 2 approaches? Tell me one. How RLE entity could acquire motor vehicle? Obtain a loan, let's say 500,000 loan, right? Okay, what would be the double entry? What are the double entries? What are the double entries? Cash, debit 500,000, loan, credit 500,000. Then cash credit 500,000, motor vehicle debit 500,000. Cash 0, ultimately you can see this one. Agree? Right. But the second option of obtaining loan is comparatively different. Very easier. What is that? Easy. Leasing. What are the main, when we obtain leasing facility? How? Let's say the fair value of the motor vehicle is 500,000. Motor vehicle is 500,000. What would be the double? In simple terms, we don't need to say the exact words. What are the main types of accounts? What are the elements? Asset, right? Asset kila tahu. Asset debit ne? Asset debit 500,000. Credit 21. Liability. Lease. Liability. Right, okay. Now here we have bank loan, here we have lease liability. Both are liabilities. Lease liability, bank loan will be disclosed under current or non-current. These bank loan, current or non-current? Current or non-current? Non-current. Non-current. Both. Non-current. Non-current. Both. Both. Non-current. These guys, this one. Current or non-current? Current. That's current. Yeah, man. Non-current. Yeah, you need to get the benefit of having less number of students. You can interact. You can answer. I'll be asking questions. You also can ask questions. That's the value addition. Non-current. So may I add a non-current? Current and non-current. Non-current. Take a non-current. Both. Non-current. Non-current. Current and non-current. Both. So उदाहरण बोध के लिए बोले और बोली बोध क्यों मेन दिस both. This is a liability. Current non-current classifications mentioned by who? Case 1. Preparation or presentation of financial statements. There is no connection with the selling price. So both give with the good afternoon half. Bank loan told me non-current. This is the non-current India. Bank loan take a pasar akula given here. Pasar akula given current me aage. Now make someone lease the current non-current with that loan. The same logic applied here. Bank. Pasar akula given a wallet. Wallet make it high cap. You should mention a current life. Balance non-current. Right. Okay. Now, one make facilitate leasing amount the bank loan fully leasing for the partner or same agreement by right. Okay. So here we are going to talk about leasing. We are going to talk about leasing. Right. Leasing is an agreement or contract between lessor and lessee. Lessor LOLC. Lessee RLDR. These two entities have contract agreement. Through this contract, lessor give right of use asset to lessee for a specific period of time with a specified payment pattern. Right? That's leasing. In this agreement, there are two parties, lessor and lessee. Right? So lessor will give right of use asset. Right of use asset. Lessee will not get the legal ownership, but lessee will get right of use asset. Since lessee has right of use asset, lessee could generate what? Future economic benefit. So future economic benefit. Economic resource. That's the economic resource. What is economic resource? Economic resource defined as a conceptual framework. Economic resource क्या होगा? There is a potential to generate economic benefits. Right to get economic benefit. Right to get economic benefit. That's all economic resources. Right? The early activity has right to generate economic resource. So that's an asset. So right is an asset. That's why we are saying right of use asset is an asset. Right? Early entity does not have legal ownership, but early entity has right of use asset. So that's an asset. Okay. Okay. Scope. Write down the scope in red. Scope of the statute. Few items to be eliminated from the scope. Few items to be eliminated from the scope. Leases to explore for mineral, oil, natural gas, regenerative assets, SLFRS 6. There is a separate standard. There is a separate standard, SLFRS 6. Therefore, that would not be taking under SLFRS 16. SLFRS 16. SLFRS 16, right? Then leasing of biological assets. Biological assets, LCS 41. Biological assets. If we do something related to leasing on biological assets, we should use LCS 41 rather than LCS SLFR 16. Then IFRIC 12, IFRIC, service concession arrangement. Service concession arrangement. Now, I will explain. Let's say you have a land. Let's say you have a land. Belongs to RLE. Here, somewhere here, inside the land, there is a transformer installed by CEB. You know, the C may asset a card work. Now, I give them a local transformer. Now, looking at the factory, CEB can get a transformer. आगे से CB the wire. The wire idule harder पाकिट में वाला तमाही इधर क्या लगा कि फैक्ट्री है मैं कर रहा था मैं ट्रांसफॉर्मर डाल who's that CBO who are they here and there can be such cases private and public arrangement. That's there is no solution. Again, there is no solution. There is what has happened? There is a IFRIC. There is an IFRIC. Explanation has been given. Explanation, interpretation has been given in IFRIC 12. IFRIC 12. IFRIC 12. This is connected with leasing. Yes. CEB installed the machine in a land. Thank you. In a land. CEB installed a machine in a land. So we need to see the agreement. So when CEB installs such asset, there should be an agreement. So we need to investigate the agreement. And that IFRIC 12 explains how we should account. How we should account. Right? So if we, since there is a specific explanation on that, we should eliminate from SLFRS 16. If you have time, you can read this. If required, couple of pages document, 2 to 3 pages document. If required, free downloadable. Just write down. If required. Then licenses, intellectual property granted by lessor within the scope of SLFRS 15. Revenue from the contract with customers. SLFRS 15. Revenue. There can be such agreements or contracts, but we will be considering, we will be accounting them as per SLFRS 15 rather than SLFRS 16. Then rights held by lessee under leasing agreement within the scope of LKS 38, intangible assets, motion picture films, video recordings, manuscripts, plays, manuscripts, patents, and copyrights. Those are intangible assets. When they are, those are intangible assets. If we are going to do something on that, we will be covering them under LKS 38 rather than SLFRS 16. So LKS 38. Intangible assets need to be eliminated from the scope of SLFRS 16. Right now, LKS 38. Okay. Right. Now, basically, there are two types of books. There are two entities: books of lessor, books of lessee. First, we'll start books of lessee. मैं कहता हूँ फिर देखकर क्या होता books of lessor. Books of lessor. There are definitions. There are definitions. There are definitions. Keep space for that. Keep space for that. When there are definitions, we'll take them. Gross investment lease, net investment lease. Likewise, there are definitions, but I will be taking them when time comes. When time comes. Right? Now, you are aware right of use assets. Right of use assets, you just write right of use assets. Right of use assets. Right of use assets. An asset that represents a lessee's right to use underlying assets for the lease term. That's right of use asset. So that's an asset. Right? We are going to recognize as an asset in the ledger. Right of use asset. Commencement of the lease or commencement date. Commencement date. Commencement date. Commencement date. Date on which lessor makes an underlying asset available for use by a lessee. Lessor makes an underlying asset available for use. That is the commencement of lease. Those are definitions. Those are definitions. Commencement of lease. Right. Commencement of lease. Right. Now, mm, we'll talk about books of lessee. We'll talk about books of lessee. You should think as the accountant of earlier PLC, books of lessee, earlier, right? There are two exemptions. There are two exemptions. There are two exemptions. What are those two exemptions? In books of lessee, there are two exemptions. First one, leases of low value assets. Leases of low value assets. That is exempted. Leases of low value assets, we are not going to consider from SLFR 16. Okay? We are not going to recognize them as right of use assets. We are not going to recognize as right of use assets. The leases less than 1 year. Leases for less than 1 year. Less than 1 year. What standard says? We should charge them to P&L. Now we are not going to recognize as right of use assets. Right of use assets. Okay. Leases other than these two should be recognized as right of use asset. Right of use asset. What is the corresponding other account? Lease liability. Right. What are the cost components of right of use asset? What are the cost components of right of use asset? There is an agreement. There are cash flows. There are cash flows. We are here. Year zero. Let's say we take lease for 3 years. We will be agreeing to pay installments, right? So we should take what? Present value. Take a look at the camera. Present value of lease installments. Double entry. Present value of lease installments or double entry. Huh? Right of use as a debit. Where credit? Lease liability. Credit. Right of use asset. Here lease liability. Right of use asset debit. Right of use asset debit. Lease liability credit. Lease the installments or present value. Right? Initial entry, right of use asset debit, lease liability credit, right? Now, when we sign this agreement, when we enter into this agreement, we need to pay, sometimes we need to pay legal fee, stamp duty. You know, legal fee, stamp duties are called what? Those are examples for initial direct cost. Initial direct cost. If there is such initial direct cost, what would be the accounting treatment? What would be the double entry? Yes. Let's say we pay 5,000 stamp duty. Double entry. Double entry. Kita lagi apa? Benar apa? Mereka balai. Rupiah kontah dia initial direct cost. Incremental cost of obtaining a lease that would not have been incurred if the lease had not been obtained. Correct? Right? Except for such costs incurred by manufacturer, dealer, lessor in connection with the finance lease. The way finance lease I will be explaining when it comes to bookshop lessor. Bookshop lessor. There is no such classification in operating lease and finance leasing, bookshop leasing. That classification is not there. Right? Initial direct cost, I gave you example. We have paid, RLA paid 5,000 as initial direct cost. What is it? Asset right of use asset, debit, cash credit. Initial direct cost. Correct? Agreed? Agreed? Yes. Initial direct cost. Right. I got this already given this cash credit. Make it a big deal. That we can capitalize it to assets. Then one is down payment for some down payment. When there is a down payment of what would be that? Down payment. Early they pay 500,000 as down payment. This liability, they do. Then make how the present value of these installments. Right? Down payment now. Today we are paying. Given like 100. Given now. Down payment. We are paying today now. So what is the entry? Cash credit, right of use asset, debit. Cash. Down payment. What is that? Agreed? What is that? We pay down payment. Cash credit, asset debit. Did you understand? Yes? Right. Okay. This is the right of use asset. This is right of use asset. So we measured this initial measurement of right of use asset should be at fair value or cost. Initial measurement of right of use asset should be at cost. So this is the cost of right of use asset in the initial stage. Right? Cost. This is the cost. Right of initial measurement of right of use asset at cost kila liya. Cost. 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 හොඳයි අපි ගානක් හදමු. Right now. Hourly entity acquired a motor vehicle this one. Yeah, no, that is clear. I need to know leasing stock. I need to know leasing. Try to calculate leasing stock. Did everyone sign? Asal dalam rangka itu Silva ini Linus ka Silva. Oh, talaga. Pare que vede Galle. Linus ka Silva lagi naik. Linus ka Silva. Sena Singh, Vishal, Dinushka Silva. Ada yang tahu nama? Rasa kita tahu dulu. holiday.
Really?
I need to know the installments. Installments. What is it? You have to have your calculator. Take your calculator and try to answer. That's it. Here, done. 315,000. 315,000. Further, here. Here. No, Okay. Seems you are waiting for my answer, eh? That's normal, eh? Right. Now, here, 1, 2, 3, 4. You are not aware, install. You are not aware, install. Right? X, 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 X. Discounting factor at a rate of 10%. 0.909. You know how to calculate discounting factor? Rate of 10%. 0.826, 0.751, 0.683. 10% value. Present value. What is the present value of this particular asset? If we have money, we will be buying that particular asset by paying 900,000. That is the present value. Unfortunately, we don't have money. That's why we are engaging with lease agreement. So present value can be other Laksana way. That is it. Make a very 0.909x, 0.826x, 0.751x, 0.683x. Right? When you get to the x, then you get to 3.169. 3.169x equals 900. Then you get to next year. 283,000 here. 84,000. 001. Here. Here to 284,000. Laksana में वेदांत huh? 284,000. 284,000. Zero one then. Only पे घारे दे दो. पूरा देश में क्या है नाम एक पेदा. पेदा बना क्या लगा है? Okay. Can I get a calculator? Can I get a calculator? Most accurate answer is 283,923.72. This is the most accurate answer, right? But this one, because of the rounding up error, there is a small difference, 70 to 80 difference. 70 to 80 difference, right? Did you take down the answer? Yes. Yes, there is a very nice logic. Logic है काफी है ना. lease installments වල present value එක සමාන වෙන්න ඕන මොකද? ලක්ෂණමයි. දැන් මේ ගානේ lease installment එක දීලා නැහැ. ඒ නිසා තමයි x දාගත්තේ. හැබැයි ඔයා දන්නවා එක රුපියලක වර්තමානය කියලා දන්නවා. රුපියලක වර්තමානය කියන දන්නවා. That is called discount effect. We have discussed it, right? So we apply it. මේක මොකක්ද කියන්නේ පුතා? මේක මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? මේ අපි කතා කරා හොඳේ. මේක මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? What is this called? Annuity factor. This is called annuity factor. Annuity factor equals annuity factor equals 1 minus 1 over 1 plus r power of n over r. Over 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 0.1 power of 4 divided by 0.1. Now take your calculator. Take your calculator. First we'll answer for this part. 1 divided by 1 divided by 1.1 power of 4 equals. Kali utara kawan bilang sunyi apa? 0.68 kali. Kemudian 1 minus answer kan? 1 minus answer equal 0.316. Saya buka dia lah. Saya buka dia lah. Apa dia lah? Divide 0.1. Divide 0.1 equal. Sekarang ada 3.169 tahu terlalu dia. Ada that's the annuity factor. Saya buka dia lah. This is the present value. මේකනේ අපි අගේ වාහනේ වටිනාකම ණය මේ කියන්නේ අපි ණයවල වටිනාකම ලක්ෂ 9. එහෙනම් ඒක කොහොමද ටයිප් කරන්නේ? ස්ක්‍රීන් එකේ ගහන ලක්ෂ 9 ගහන ටයිප් කරන ලක්ෂ 9 ටයිප් කරන 900 divide by the answer. Received it? That's the installment. That's the installment. Within a couple of seconds, you can get the installer if you know the logic. You don't have to calculate. You can open up and calculate. Calculating that means you can Sampai Galle sih. Sampai di mana ada? Jadi ini kerja dari mana ni? Kita kan ini kerja dari dia ni. Kalau dia ni ada. Ada tu. Right. Hope you are clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. उत्तर दिया नहीं पाहन टटक गया. Erase now. Erase करना है. Now we can prepare ledger accounts for this. We can prepare ledger accounts for this. Gimana sih nakalan? Ide kali. Ya, ide. Then, overall loan saranti ne, loan saranti ne. Anyone obtain loan? दूसरा लोन कराते हैं आप बोला है देखो लोन कर दो लीज लीज नहीं कर की है हम ले හරි දෙමාපියෝ ලෝන් අරන් ඉතින් ඔයාගෙන යනකොට අනේ මට පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න කීයක්ද ගත්තේ මාස කීයකින්ද කියලා කියන්නේ. කොහොමද? අපි monthly installment එක හදන්න යන්නේ. උදාහරණයක් තාපනදී අම්මාගේ ලෝන් වැලියු එකක් කීයක්ද ගත්තේ? යාර නිකන් ඒක හදන්න. ඈ? ලක්ෂ කීයක්ද ගත්තේ? ඈ? ලක්ෂ කීයද? වාහනේ මොකක්ද ලෝන් එක? ඈ? වාහනේ හොඳයි තාපනදී අම්මාගේ let's say annual interest rate 12%. Uh, 10 years, 10 years, 500,000 loan. I need to know monthly installment. Monthly installments. තක්කරන්නේ ලක්ෂ 5ක් ණය ගන්නවා අද ඇනුවල් එක 12යි රේට් එක 10 years 10 years අවුරුද්දෙන් හදලා 12 අවුරුදු දෙකක එක හදලා 12 බෙදන්න එපා ඇකියුරේට්ලි ගන්න. monthly interest කීයද? monthly interest කීයද? ඉතින් එකයි මේක 12 බෙදුවොත් monthly interest is 1%. How many installments? 120 installments. 120 installments. You know it? 7,000, 7,100 and 88,492. Where is it? 7,000 now. Where is it? You can down with that. 18,000. 84,000. Where? 7,003 got okay. The C දෙකයි කියන්නේ එක හැරෙන්න ඉන්නේ. C දෙකයි කියන්නේ C දෙකයි කියන්නේ බිඳුව දශම කීයද? 110යි කියන්නේ බිඳුව දශම 1යි නේ. C දෙකයි කියන්නේ බිඳුව දශම බිඳුවයි කියන්නේ. Right? 0.01. Unit factor equals 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 0.01 power of 120 divided by 0.01. And everyone. Like our unit factor again. Unit factor is 69.69. एक कैलकुलेट में देखा क्या 69.6997 our देखा did you get it yes now what you should do is you should type 500,000 divided by the unit factor 5,000 क्या हुआ very clear so चलेगा Answer is 11 ada tu lah 11 ada tu lah sampai mana sampai akhirnya mau kami super lagi jadi දැන් ඔයා ලෝන් එකක් ගන්න හිතන් ඉන්නවනේ අනිත් පේජ් එකේ වෙනස් කරලා බලන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් you can check this is how ඔයා රස කරන්නේ Right now, then this is very practical thing, very practical. Now you can go home and ask from your parents what is the amount of loan and interest rate. Calculate and tell him or her the installment. Right? Just check. When we get capital, rate का कौन है भैया? Annual rate का है, monthly rate का है वो. answering first of this one. All relevant ledger accounts. All relevant ledger accounts. We have to have right of use assets, right of use assets, right of use assets, lease liability, lease interest, lease interest, lease liability, lease interest. Right? Now, initial double entry. Now we calculated present value of lease installments. We know that. What is double entry? What is the present value of lease installment? That has been given. We calculated the installment. Present value of lease installments here. Double entry here. Right of use assets debit 900,000. Lease liability debit 900,000. Right. Here right of use asset. Here lease liability. Is there any initial direct cost? No. Down payment? No. First they are there. This is the cost of right of use asset. Right. Done. Now, what is the interest for the first year? What is the interest for the first year? What is the interest for the first year? Here, installment here the 283,924 there. Approximately 24 days. Yes? Make it. That's the amount there. What is the interest for the first year? I can read out the number. Okay, we have got the interest rate. What is the interest for the first year? Interest rate is 10%. 90,000. Interest for the first year. Give the interest for the first year. Give the interest rate. First year interest rate. Next person. What is the interest for the first year? 59,000. 59,000 what are the interest rate? What are the interest rate? Our installment is 83,000. Sorry, 283,924. This includes interest plus capital. So what is the interest inside this? What is the interest inside this? 58,000. 58,924. अब एक अब देख लो 90,000 के ना फिर अब बता दो 90,000 क्या कर दिया बता what do you think 90,000 81,000 thousand again right good 90,000 बाकी वाले You should think and tell. Don't worry about the accuracy. Ariana pula berdena pula kita lah. Boleh use lah. You should use your brain. What is the interest? Memang kita nak kali. We operate a bank loan 900,000 interest rate 10% per year. What is what is the interest? 90,000. Ini apa nak orang laksana ya? Laksana apa boleh dia? We obtain a loan 900,000, interest rate is 10%, 90,000 interest. Yeah. Installments, the interest over 10%, 90,000. Installment, 283,924. Capital portion here. Capital portion here. 193,924. This is the installment. From this should be deducted. And then closing capital here. Closing capital here. Closing capital. Yes. Closing capital. How to calculate closing capital? Opening capital 900,000. This value deduct this 193,924. Okay, 706,076. Did you understand how we calculate interest of 90,000? Yes or no? Yes. Double entry can 90,000. Udaharan pehले 90,000 double entry can. Are we going to pay 90,000 independently or are we going to pay with the installment, full value? We are paying full value, right? Right? Therefore, we have to have temporary double entry. Yeah. Interest anyway debit 90,000. Interest debit. Lease liability credit 90,000. මේක తాවකාලිකව මෙයාට බැර කර ගන්නවා interest. මේ 90,000 මේක අසල පිටාගත්තා. හරි? ඊට පස්සේ at the end of the first year we should pay installment double entry. Cash credit, lease liability debit. Finance debit කර ගන්න පුළුවන් because you have added interest here. ඉතින් capital portion එකයි interest එකයි දෙකම ඉතින් ගලවන්න ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ 283යි 924යි. Cash කියලා දානවා. දැන් පුතා මේක balance කරාම you will be getting balance carry forward balance mode 4 කියා කරනවාද? මේ ගන්න එන්න ඕන. Did you get that answer? Did you get it? නිකම්ම ලියන්න නෙමෙයි පොඩක් කැල් එක අරගෙන පොඩක් ගහලා බලන්න. because this is the first sum that we are doing. Try to understand the logics. එක ගානේ මම හදන්නේ ගණන් 100ක් හදන්නේ. Through this you should understand. That is it. 706,076. 706,076. Okay. $706,076. Okay. First year closing balance will be taken to second year opening. Right of use assets should be depreciated over the period of useful life. This 90,000 should be charged to P&L. First year end. Second year interest year. What is the interest for second year? මේක තමයි ආරම්භයේ ණය අපි. ඉතින් ඒකද 100,000ක් ගන්නවා. 70,608 නේද? Installment is fixed ne 283,927ක් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. So what is the capital portion then? What is the capital portion? 214,000, 13,000, 15, 315. Closing balance. Closing balance. 706,076 minus 213,315. Yes. 492, 16, right? 760. Right. So that we have the interest එක දාමු 70,608. This liability credit. We are paying cash 283,924. So what is the balance carried forward? 492,760. Balance brought forward. Covered second year. So the second year interest will charge to P&L. We covered up to second year. මේකට කියන්නේ මොකක්ද මේකම තමයි accounts වල reflect වෙන්නේ same thing. What is this called? This is called amortization schedule. This is called amortization schedule. Amortization schedule. Amortization schedule. Right. I'm showing amortization schedule for your understanding purpose, but in the examination, no need to prepare this one and the ledger account. Right? We need to see a ledger account. Lease liability is reflected in the account. Same thing, huh? Same thing. Okay. Right. Now, third year. What is the interest for the third year? Second year closing balance will be taken to third year opening. Interest 49,276. Neda putta 283,924. What is the capital portion? What is the capital portion? What is the capital portion? $34,648. Closing balance 258,112. Right. Interest 49,276. Charge to P&L. We are paying cash 283,924. You can take the balance, carry it forward 258,112. Balance brought forward. Right. Third year done. Fourth year. Fourth year. Fourth year. Fourth year. Third year closing will be taken to the fourth year opening 258,112. Interest කියලා පුතා 25යි 813ක් කියලා දානවා අපි නේ. බලන්න රුපියල් දෙකක් වෙනස් වෙනවනේ. rounding up බලලා දානවා එක. Installment for 83,294. මේක 12ක් තිබුණා පැති වගේ හිතෙනවා. 12යි නේ. 25යි 812යි. මෙතන කියන්නේ 258,112ද? මෙතන කියන්නේ zero. You should get zero there. You should get zero there. Right? So interest for the fourth year 25,812 lease liability credit. Interest. We are paying cash 283,924. The balance will have last number. Last number balance. Let's see up to the line our CBC after the balance. Then we should discuss how this right of use asset is depreciated. What is the relevant standard? LKA 16. LKA 16. As per LKA 16, we should do depreciation, right? We should do depreciation. But there is a small thing here. When we depreciate right of use asset, you should be given whether legal ownership is transferred or not at the end of the useful life, at the end of the lease term. In this now, useful life would be higher than put up the method lease term. Lease term let's say useful life 10 years. Useful life 10 years. You will depreciate over the period of 10 years or 4 years. 10 years or 4 years. Useful life 10 years, lease term 4 years. You divide by 10 or 4. Huh? 4? How do you 4 get? How do you 10 get? Yeah, the group of money puta. Take a better than the whether ownership would be transferred or not at the end of the lease term. Then ownership of the asset would not be transferred to lessee. මොකද බෙදන්නේ? 4 වලින් බෙදන්නේ. මොකද 4යි අපි තියාගන්න. 4න් පස්සේ අපි ආපහු දෙනවා asset එක. You cannot divide by 10 නේ පුතා එතකොට. තේරෙනවද කියන්නේ? නිසා ඔයාලට බෙදෙන එක තීරණය කරන්න බෑ if examiner is not giving whether right ownership is transferred or not. It's incomplete. Right? You should be given it. Do not ගන්න වැරදි. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම දෙන්න. whether right of legal ownership of the asset is transferred or not. That should be given. That should be given. Otherwise, you cannot do the depreciation. Right? Then if legal ownership is transferred to lessee, if legal ownership is transferred to lessee after 4 years, you can divide by 10. Right? That's obvious, right? Because we will be continuing use even after 4 years. And after the method in first year, with the time. That method actually comes. Right? Hope that is clear. Clear? Depreciation, debit provision for depreciation. Normal accounting treatment as we discussed in LK 16. Profit running equipment. Right. Take a break and after that you can do practice question number 2. Now what's the time? The higher, right? Take a break. Did you understand practice question number 1? Through that you can answer for this question as well. Different installments. Earlier we did same installment. Now different installments. So you should apply your understanding to this and calculate the answer. Or prepare later. Take a break, small break. And come back quickly and try to answer. Where the application of download एक विंडो का इतना फर्क होगा एक application कैसे काम करें तो रसायन देखिए ज्यादा मैनुअल को देखने के लिए क्या मुश्किल है या एक मेल लिखा सप्लाई करने के लिए थोड़ी आगे वाली को रहता है कि जब करना पड़ता है एक read करवाने लागू करना हमारे होता है अगर ये जो रिपोर्ट में डाउनलोड तब अभी अदालत से there are 5 components. The Google thing and the financial information when elements if they are in the where between this and the disclosures are right. Personally, right, okay. Now we'll discuss answer for Sorrento Export Limited. They have taken a lease machinery for 3 years. In addition to above, there is a requirement residual payment of 5,000 at the end of lease period. Implied rate of interest is 10%. Implied rate of interest is 10%. Show the relevant accounts in this transaction. You should use general understanding. You should use common sense to identify the cash flow. The common sense. ये वाला पालन हम जरूर ये वो करेंगे. मगर थोड़ा करना बोले बंद. Cash flows are given. Calculate the percent value. Do it. Today evening you will be having auditing. Manage account, run the data. Run the data will be coming around 12:45, right? So I will be giving you an activity. 11, I will be dividing 11 self-study activity. Till 12 o'clock. You have to stay here for 1 hour. Self-study. Self-study and we want the activity on 12. Reportedly within that hour you can write it something. You have downloaded different and all. Within 1 hour you can complete and take your break. Then around 12:45, sir will be coming. Yesterday called me and said he has to attend another important activity. And once that is finished, he will be coming. Maybe 12:45, 12:08. 12 का ही तो लेगा. साफ करना है तो अभी understand? Right. We are 0, 1, 2, 3. Cash flows. Cash flows. 300,000, 200,000, 350,000. All these are cash outflows. Maybe आपने ये दिया नहीं. फिर residual value को हो गया. In addition to above, there is a requirement of residual payment of 5,000 at the end of the lease period. Residual payment of 5,000 at the end of the lease period. Is an inflow outflow. Is an inflow outflow. Is an inflow outflow. Sudah. May panda inflow the outflow. Inflow outflow. 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 Inflow. Outflow. In the outflow area, देखिए क्या किया ने inflow outflow. Sudah. Inflow. 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 Nah, inflow outflow देखो minno ने देखो minno. देखो सा. This is a lease machinery. Right? Why now 5,000 need to be paid? Payment, residual payment of 5,000. More the residual payment then the can we sell this asset and get 5,000? Can we do it? So when you are can it be done? We don't have legal ownership. We don't have legal ownership, right? We cannot. Why this 5,000 is paid? To get the legal ownership. That is silent in this question. In order to get the legal ownership, 5,000 need to be paid. So there's outflow, inflow. Outflow. And inflow again, what in A? residual to විකුණලා ගන්න සල්ලි ගන්න ඒකට තමයි හිතුනේ. But the application is different. Right? Make a intentionally to get the legal ownership. Intentionally to discuss this matter. Right? So this is cash outflow. This is cash outflow. Whether taman dah ke no right taman dah ke no the total cash flow now what you should take the present value. Discount factor ගන්න 10යි. ඉතින් 10න් දිනු කරන්න. Discount factor 10% ද 0.909 0.826 0.751 පුතා L එක ගන්න මොකටද? නිකන් වැඩි කරන්න එපා. Rounding up errors will come. 1 divided by 1.1 ගන්න හැමෝම ගන්න. 1 divided by 1.1 you receive this one නේ. එතකොට වැඩි කරන්න ලක්ෂ 3 වැඩි කරලා ලක්ෂ 3 හැමෝම කීයද අක්කා කවුරුද කියන්නේ අයියෙන් කියන්නේ yes anyone in the class 272,727 right again then මේව කරන්න 1 divided by 1.1 power of 2 that power of 2 here 0.826 star numbers ඇති කියලා දිනවනේ multiply by 200,000 එහෙම ගන්න 200,000 වැඩි කරන්න 0 කරන්න ඕනේ discount factor එක ආපුවම වැඩි කිරීම 200,000 කීයද 165,289 right again 1 divided by 1.1 power of 3 here multiply by 355,000 262,960 right then put down the shortcut then 66 then 66 60 66 66 දැන් මොකද කරන්නේ දැන් ඔයා ආපහු මේක ටයිප් කරලා නේද ගන්න වෙන්නේ දැන් මේක ආපහු එකතු කරන්න නේද දෙන්නේ ෂෝට්කට් එකක් කියලා දෙන්නද ෂෝට්කට් එකක් ෂෝට්කට් එක ෂෝට්කට් එක කියනවා මෙහෙම ඉස්සෙල්ල ඔබ ක්ලියර් කරගන්න කැල්කියුලේටර් ක්ලියර් කැල්කියුලේටර් කොහොමද ක්ලියර් කරන්නේ shift mode 3 equal shift mode 3 equal clear මොනවද උඩ මොනවද දැනෙන්නේ d යනම මොනවද දැනෙන්නේ උඩ මොනවද nothing right clear everything memory clear කරේ memory clear කරේ දැන් මොකක්ද කරන්න ඕනේ දැන් 1 divided by 1.1 equal and you receive this one multiply by 300 equal here mega now then m plus කියලා එකක් දෙනවා m plus then m plus එකක් ඔබට එකපාරක් ඔබ m plus එකපාරක් ඔබ m plus කියලා තමයි එහෙම එකක් එකපාරක් ඔබ හරි ඒක හරි දැන් ඒක මෙමරි ගන්න ඕන ඒක මෙමරි ගන්න ඕන ඊළඟට अब 1 divided by 1.1 power of 2 done make it multiply by 200,000 165,289 නේ දැන් ඒක ආවයින් පස්සේ ආපහු m plus එකක් හරිද? ඒතර ඒක තමයි මෙමරි ගන්න ඕනේ. 1 divided by 1.1 power of 3. Multiply 300,000, 355,000 medical. You receive this net 262,966. Then आपको memory का देगा. Memory का देगा. चलिए. Demo कर देगा. और then तुरंत memory का देगा. Like දැන් මට ඕනේ එකතු කරගන්න. Recall memory කියලා එකක් ඇති. RCL කියලා තියෙනවා. දැන් ඔක equal මෙහෙම කරන්න. අපිට recall n plus. Recall n plus. How is it? Recall n plus RCL ආනේ උත්තරේ. ආනේ උත්තරේ කීයද එන්නේ? නිකන් උත්තරවල කීයද? What's the total? Again, 3 quarter का. ये पूरा लगी. 84 80 මේක තමයි හරිම උත්තරේ. දශමයටම හරි. දශමයටම හරි. ඒක එක ප්ලස් උත්තර කරන්නේ RCL ප්ලස් නේ. RCL එක ප්ලස් ගාව එන්න ඕනේ ඒක. ඒ ඔයාලා එක කරනවා මොනවද කරන්නේ? අපි මේක දුන්නේ. Please, ini dari data hafal sampai ke ukuran. Agar ini transfer ke nanti begitu. Kelasnya ini memory plus ini. What I go for, you play with this. There are a lot of things that we can do. We can save our time. Okay, coming back to our lesson. Anyway, now what is the total of these values? Did you get this answer? Yes, 400, 700, 4,000, 733. Yeah. Ada ni, ada yang kenal. Apa yang dah? Right of use assets, lease liability, lease interest. Initial measurement. Right of use asset debit 704,733. Lease liability credit 704,733. Right of use asset. That's the initial entry, right? Okay. Now you have taken the present value of lease installments. Installments are not equal in this case. Different installments. වෙන පුළුවන් හරි කිසි අවුලක් නැහැ. දැන් මට කියන්න what is the interest for the first year? 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 Yeah, no, here. Huh? What is the interest for the first year? 30,000. Go 30,000. Tapi kiyak naik. अब क्या नाय मैं असल में करने से किया नाया इधर हाँ और नहीं मेरे नाय किस नाय नाय बोलिए ना बात देखिए 70,000 30,000 का तो मैं आप इधर ना बोलिए क्या लक्ष्य तो उनका कहाँ है तो बंदे ने बहुत देर तो करते किया मैं आप करते मैं कहते नाय तो Naya interest है क्या? Here 70,000. 473, huh? Release liability here interest. Right, that's the first entry. This should be charged to P&L, huh? 7473. Should be charged to P&L. At the end of the first year, we should pay installment. Here the installment. Lakshya cash credit, liability debit. Cash. So the balance here balance carry forward, balance brought forward. Balance carry forward, balance brought forward. Yes. Yeah. Here it is. Huh? RC had the right. RC had the behind. RC had the behind. Huh? 206. Did you get it? Right. Second year. We are in second year now. What is second year interest? What is the second year interest? What is second year interest? What is the second year interest? 47,521 interest. We are paying cash here then 200,000 on the balance here, balance carrying forward here. Second year interest should charge to P&L 47,521. I need the balance. $300. क्या खाइए क्या दूधा बिजली का खाना के लोड खाइए 300 22,726. 322,726. Right. Good. Sorry. Last year. Last year interest. Last year interest. Everyone. Everyone in the class. 30, 2,274. 34 lama bine. 32,274 interest, release liability. This should be charged to P&L. Right. What is the installment? 350,000. In addition to that, we should pay this residual amount. Balance another Buddha. Balance another. Balance another balance. Packet number. Yes. You should get balance ledger count. Shall we discuss how to show them in the financial statements? Extracts of financial statement what are calling me making you have 1 hour. You have 1 hour, so you can complete them. Right. Profit and loss. Year 1, year 2, year 3. Interest. Interest 70,000. 473. 47,000. 521. 32,000. 274. In addition to this, you can write depreciation on machinery, but here you are not given whether useful life is the impliedly කියලා දෙන right of use because the legal ownership has been transferred 5,000 given එක ගන්නනේ, but you are not given useful life. These are depreciation account there. You know the logic. ඊළඟට statement of financial position. Statement of financial position. Okay. 1, 2, 3 ne. Uda. Mema timeline එකක් ගැහුවොත් year 0, 1, 2, 3. We are here. This profit and loss will be prepared for the year. Financial position statement will be prepared as at date. This date. Now you are here. You are here. How many current years? How many non-current years? Current means from this date 12 months. That's called current. Non-current year maker. And so what is the balance? What is the balance here maker? 475,206. Oh no, okay. වසරක් තුල කියන ණය කැල්ල කීයද? වසරක් තුල කියන ණය කැල්ලයි ඕනේ. හරි. Installment එක නෙමෙයි. Don't take installment. Installment consists of interest. You should calculate the capital portion of the installment which will be paid within the year. Here. And this is the installment. This consists of this much of interest. Other than that, this is non-current liability, current liability, lease liability, lease liability. Here it is. 200,000 minus this thing. Here it is. 152,000, 471, just 79. 479, right? So that's the capital portion, current capital portion. So what is the non-current liability then? Making me capital. Here it is. 11 on it. 322,726. Get it? Another one. Did you receive it? Huh? Did you receive it? Yes. Now we recorded current portion and non-current portion. Current liability and non-current liability. මේ දෙක එකතුව සමාන නේද මෙතෙන්ද? මේ දෙක එකතුව මේක සමානද? සමාන වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. Check. Tally? Yes. Did you understand the logic? Understand the logic? What we did by looking at now, you can keep your pen here. Once you draw like this line, you can draw this line. You keep your pen here and see how many current years, how many non-current years. In this day, liability is this much, right? So this should be divided into. You should calculate when the may out of the given installment capital portion of make an current year, the medallion make the current year. When the installment when the interest there is a capital portion. There is no the current carry. It was a current non-current carry. Non-current carry very simple. Very simple. Alright, shall we do same thing for second year? You are here. When this is the amount to be divided into 2. This is the amount to be divided into 2. Right? Keep your pen here. Keep your pen here. How many current years, how many non-current years? Make a balance here. How many current, how many non-current? 1 current year, no non-current. No non-current no non-current. May amount එක අනිවාර්යෙන් ඊළඟව තියෙනවද නැද්ද? මේකෙන් මේක ගන්නවා 322 80 කියන ලෝඩ්. ඒක non-current නෙමෙයි current එක. 322යි 80 That's the classification. Got it? හරි. උන්ගෙනද දොනද? බෙදන්න කියන දේ බෙදන්න. බෙදන්න ගන්න නැහැ බිඳුව. No current, no non-current. ඉතින් ඒක ගන්න බෙදන්න. No current, no non-current, right? Okay, got it? Yes, simple, not a difficult task, right? Question number 3. Question number 3. Now I will leave this question for you. I will be discussing this one next day, but you can answer independently. Take around 10 to 15 minutes. After that, what you can do? After that, complete the assignment. You have the annual report. You can take till 12 o'clock. Nanti aku nak dengar mereka kata. Kamu jangan make kita lagi lah, who will make this lecture material? Who will done lecture material? Who done? Pen එකක් වගේ දිනන කාගෙද? කවුද ඉන්නේ නේද? නැත්නම් කාගෙද email address එකක් යනවා දාන ටක් ගාලා. email එකක් යන්න පුතා. Who is the best representative? Absolutely. What am I saying? Huh? Exemplar. They are when I get pass කරගන්න. මේක එයා exemplar එයා ඉන්නේ lectures. Sabit. Sabit because representative would act as a bridge, lecturer and the student. We always would be communicating and reminding us. Sometimes we have not uploaded lecture material, then you can remind us. That's the responsibility. Yes. What is the name? Sabit. Can you email address sector? SAB AHMEDH yeah. MEDH 2003 at Gmail. SLFR 16. Right. Thanks. Well, I will here. Right. Next day, we'll be having lectures, but I will not be coming because I'm leaving the country for 1 year, not 1 year, 1 month, 1 week. I will be leaving 12 and coming back 19, 1 week. Next week, when a subject is self-translated. Right. So SLFR is 16. We need to discuss books of Lesso. Books of Lesso. The books of Lesso almost done. We may practice question එකක් කරගන්න. තනියෙන් කරන්න පුතා. තනියෙන් කරන්න. මම දන්නවා ඔයාලා කැමති බෝඩ් එකේ දාන්න එක ලියන්න යන්න කියලා. නේ? ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ thinking ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ තේරෙනවා කියන එක. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක තනියෙන් හදාගන්න බෑ කියන එක අප්සෙට් එකක් ඒක. හරිද? ඒ අපි ප්‍රැක්ටිස් වෙලා තියෙන විදිහ. අපි ඕගොල්ලෝ ට්‍රේන් කරලා තියෙන විදිහ මේ ටියුෂන් මේ මාෆියාව විසින්. අපේ දරුවෙකුට තනියෙන් ගානක් හදාගන්න බෑ පුතා. ගොඩක් අය. ඒ thinking හැදිලා නැහැ. That's the truth. හරි? පයන කොටේ අල්ලන් මෙහෙම ඉන්නවා. Is that what we require? Please try to understand. නිසා වැඩ කරන්න ඕන. මහන්සි වෙන්න. වැරදුනම කමන්නේ. වැරදෙන්න ලියන්න කරන්න එපා. ඔක තමයි ගොඩක් කරලා තියෙන උදේ ඉඳන් 7:00 දැන් ඒ ලෙවල් මම කියන්නේ. උදේ 7 ඉඳන් හවස 5 වෙනකන් ගණන් 1000 ගණන් 2000 ගණන් හදනවා. ටියුට් දීලා සර් බෝඩ් එකේ දාලා ළමයි ලියයි. හරි? හැබැයි ගණන් 5000 හදලා කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. හැබැයි තනියෙන් ගණන් දුන්නම හදාගන්න. That's a disaster. Definitely. නිසා Logic you understand that. You should understand the logic, and if you are given any sound, you should be able to answer that. Application is very important. Application. I try to. So difficult to change this. Mafia, mafia. අධ්‍යාපනය කියන්නේ මාෆියා. ඒක නිසා ඒ කියන්නේ මම කියන්නේ මේ level මේව නෙමෙයි මේවා private universities private degree offering institutions not universities degree offering institutions okay so always we need to maintain the quality is number one we should maintain the quality right so that's we as lecturers we have that responsibility sometimes you might be thinking why we are checking the attendance Should I check that attendance? What do you think? Should I check the attendance? No. We should not check the attendance if people are honest. We should not. And 70 people. මම එකෙක් චෙක් කරනවා. ළමයි ගාන වෙන්නවනම් මම චෙක් කරලා ළමයි 15ක් 20ක් කොරස් ගන්නවා. හරි? මුල්ම දවසේ. ළමයි 50ක් විතර ඉන්නවා ළමයි 70ක් විතර අස්සන් ගන්නවා. හරි? ඔක කපලේ වන්න තියෙනවා. දැන් ඊයේ සතියේ මම චෙක් කරලා ළමයි 6ක් ගාලා ඉතල අරක ප්‍රමාණය අඩු වෙනවා දැන්. ලෙක්චර්ස් එන්නේ නැති අය ලෙක්චර්ස් එනවා. හරි? මම ළමයි 5 දෙනෙක් විතර ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්න සර් අස්සන් චෙක් කරගන්න. චෙක් කරපු එක හොඳයි සර්. මොකද නැත්තම් incident එකක් කියෝ ඒකයි. incident එකක්. ළමයි මොන හරි මන්ත්‍රාවයකට මේ වෙලා ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒව කර කර ඉන්නවලු ලෙක්චර්ස් එන්නේ. දැන් අසන් චෙක් කරන නිසා එනවලු. කියන්නේ හරෝම ගන්න පාරෝ උගාලු කියන්නේ but there are people one කෙනෙක් කියන්නේ we have to have internal control. In auditing, you are learning, right? If there are no control, what would happen? If you learn four triangle, what four triangle will be? Opportunity. Four triangle again. Opportunity, pressure, and rational. So itu tamai. For the opportunities there are none. If we are giving opportunities, there can be a problem. We have to have proper internal controls. Internal control should be set by the attendance in internal control. As lecturers, we have the responsibility to check it. Right? The moment check it, then I have to know recording at the end of something like that. Right? So you should learn from this process. You have to commit, you need to sacrifice. Sometimes your personal trips you sacrifice because of this lecture. You will be getting benefits one day. You should think on that way. So you will be learning lots. Like they are not only subject knowledge, attitude, everything needs to be learned through this process. How you should think, how you should treat people, lot of things will be learned through this process. So, your attendance is very, very important. The attendance is very important. You are going to be graduates. Graduate is a, you can see holistic view. And there is a difference between professional and academic person. Two different things. You are going to do two things. You are going to do both things together. Professionally qualified as well as academically qualified. With that note, I conclude today's session. Thank you very much for attending. So we'll meet again the next day. Thank you.